number 16 nationally, and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33, and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I need to tell you something, and it's something very important, you know. I want you to take this time out and just listen very close. You hear me? Listen.
Can I have you for a minute? Don't get shy, cause my heart's in it. When I say you got me strung out, I don't know and I can't call it, but whatever it is, you got it. No, babe, without a doubt, yeah. Never been the one to cling, and I don't like to be needed, but now I guess that's all changed. That's why I get mad at your folks, cause I don't want you to go. No, babe, I want you to stay. You can say I'm tripping, but I'm stingy, and I can't hide it. I just wanna keep you warm. Yeah. I'm selfish, why try to fight it? Baby, you're the only one.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. I am clocked in. It's Jill Munroe. Front row and ready to go. We are getting into all of the trending topics and headlines for your Wednesday evening. It's KBLA Talk 1580. So listen, tonight we're mixing the money, the music, and the madness. Getting it started. First up, comes through Genuine. Happy birthday to the legendary Stingy in Those Jeans Pony When Doves Cry remake. Come on, Elgin, Genuine, Lumpkin. Happy birthday, G. Shout out to you. That's first up. That's how we're starting off this Wednesday. Then we're sliding into the topics of the evening. We are getting into Paris Jackson. She's counting inheritance receipts. We're going to get into that. You know, there's a lot happening, as always, with the Michael Jackson estate. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're also going to talk about Nia Long and Larenz Tate. They're about to give us that 90s Lev Jones energy all over again. We'll get into those details. We're also going to talk a little bit about AI. It's trying to grow up a lot faster than we did. Going to give you the deets on a new addition that is being added to one of the AI services. So we'll talk about that. And don't think that I forgot, right? It's Wednesday. So what do we do on Wednesdays? We get all up in the business. So we have strategist, author, entrepreneur Damon Haley in the building. He's going to be joining us to break down some things. He has some special details to share with us tonight. And, you know, all of that and more. But first, a couple of conversation starters. First up, Summer Walker. Shout out to her. She has an album announcement. Finally over it. Her third studio album. It's dropping November 14th. And she dropped the promo clips for it with her taking a polygraph test, asking things like if she cares about body shaming, talking about her ex Little Meech and the Cousins groceries. I don't know if you guys remember that cheating scandal that popped off when they were dating, right? Summer's rollout perfectly plays into her brand. We know she's going to give us that toxic love that her pen game has been so vicious and so, you know, sweetly, I guess, for some, writing about. I'm a Summer Walker fan, so I'm excited. She's unfiltered, vulnerable, and just a tad petty, the way we like it. Transparency is performance art. So get ready. She is coming. Also, think you just heard a little bit about it if you were checking out the promos before the show started. Russell Westbrook. He's headed to the Sacramento Kings to bring some veteran energy to a young playoff-hungry squad, right? If anybody can bring the LA hustle up the I-5, it's the Brody, right? And so we'll see what happens. Welcome back, Andy.
I'm happy for Russell Westbrook. I was concerned, I was thinking that, he was being blackballed or whatnot. But Sacramento's going to be a struggle. I mean, DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine. He's going to need to be triple-double Westbrook and just pass the ball. I don't think he needs to be scorer Westbrook. Just facilitate. And you should be successful in Sacramento.
All right. We'll see. I forgot DeMar was up there. Is he still there? I forgot that. So they're not such a young team then. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll see what goes down. All right. Lastly, before we go forward, I don't even know if that's right, but that's right. Shout out to Spotify and Netflix. They have secured a deal together, bringing podcasts to Netflix in 2026, right? The Merging Lanes video podcasts are coming to Netflix in early 2026. They are starting with some content from Bill Simmons and The Ringer, bringing his brand over, a couple of others. So, now we'll binge and be influenced in one sitting. Audio and visual addiction. Be on the lookout. It's what's next. It's what's happening. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these down like an ammo. Can I really just blow you out like a candle? Can I really just blow you out like a candle? You a man, you say you was a man.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Preparation, purpose, and passion fuel greatness. Join Brandon Copeland as he shares his journey from a professional football player to real estate investor, professor, and mentor committed in protecting one's wealth on and off the field. See how he turned his experiences and lessons learned into legacy. Discover life-changing plays, moves that build the future, and the importance of financial literacy to protect what matters. Catch the two-part series at casheslife.com/double impact. Brought to you by Nationwide.
It's been said that when someone you love has Parkinson's, you have Parkinson's.
The Parkinson's Foundation knows that the disease doesn't just affect the diagnosed. It affects everyone who supports and helps care for them.
If you have questions, the Parkinson's Foundation has answers.
We can help you understand the disease
and give you tips for living a better life.
Find your answers at parkinson.org or call 1-800-473-4636. The Parkinson's Foundation. Better lives together.
Tavis Smiley with a final word here about the upcoming Left Coast Forum on Saturday, October 25th at LA Trade Tech. As you know by now, our major keynoters include Professor Richard Wolff and Dr. Cornel West. LA Mayor Karen Bass will be there as well. But listen to some of these plenaries: fighting for black students and educational equity, resilience under Trumpism, how to stay sane under fascism, the battle for democracy, what's at stake in 2026, healthcare under attack, fighting Trump's cuts, and building patient power. From seed to system, building a local food economy in South LA. Theater as a force for change. Voices from Palestine. The Constitution is not self-reinforcing. Racism on the left. Building communities of care, federal changes and their impact on healthcare in LA County. Committee for the First Amendment and more. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. That's KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
conversation. I just need contemplation over you. I'm not so systematic. It's just that I'm an addict for your love. I'm the only one that holds you. I never ever should have told you you're my only girl. Never should have told you. I'm the only one that holds you. No.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. This was barefoot Eric Benet. Remember when he used to walk around and come on stage with no shoes on? Because that was his whole vibe, and he had the little twist threads going. Happy birthday, Eric Benet. We forgive you for, the heartbreak that you gave to Halle Berry. Shout out to you, though. These Libras are Libraing. They continue to do so. And shout out to them. Okay, listen, you know how this goes down. If at any point you want to get in on the conversation, 800-920-1580. That is the phone line. You can also download the app, get into it. Hit us up on social media. Me personally, I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. You can hit up KBLA 1580. Drop your thoughts and feelings there. And, if you want the visual experience to go along with this audio excursion, jump into the YouTube chat. We love the VIPs. They always have a great conversation going. It's a community, really. So join us, won't you? We appreciate it. All right, so before I get into these topics, all of the headlines, I still have some more little leftover conversation starters that I want to get you into. And like I mentioned, it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. We get all up in the business on Wednesdays, breaking down the business and strategies of entertainment, sports, and the like. And I do this with author, strategist, entrepreneur, owner of Slay Hair, 3 Wides, Glow and Flow Beauty, Inglewood, and Hawthorne, Damon Haley. Welcome to the building, DH.
Oh, up in the building. I miss this place. I miss y'all.
You have been traveling around
the world and back.
So, 1 second, I want you to share with us where you've been, what you've been on before we get into the topics. But I did want to share this little tidbit because I thought it's important. Shout out to Solange. She's been named the first scholar in residence at USC's Thornton School of Music, right? During her tenure, the Grammy-winning artist, she's going to lead a course crafted with her multidisciplinary platform, St. Heron. It'll be centered on music curation. She will also be facilitating student-focused workshops and discussions. The course is going to be launching in fall 2027, and it will explore the process of constructing curated frameworks alongside the context, craft, and creation of musical landscapes, right? So it sounds like we're going to be breaking down, deep diving, and looking at music in motion, in eras, in theme, etc., as only Solange's eye can. Because as I've mentioned before, Miss Tina birthed 2 it girls, different ways, same outcome, the ones, right? And as part of her residency, Solange will participate in the upcoming USC symposium discussing women in classical music with composers like Julia Perry. And I just say kudos to Solange. The course is tentatively titled Records of Discover, Mythologies for Music and Cultural Curatorial Practices. So
Good
I
for
think
her.
that's big. Shout out to
good
Solange.
For her. Yeah, I love that she's stepping into that, taking all of that talent, and shout out to Matthew too.
Big up to Matthew Knowles.
Shout
That's
out to
right.
Matthew. And she's always been unique and different and talented in a different way, obviously, than her sister. But glad she's finding a place forward and then sparking the next.
Indeed. So you have been out and about, always into something, So tell us a little bit about what you've been up to, DA.
I was in the motherland. I was in Lagos, Nigeria. We went to a creative conference. So my wife was a keynote and master classing over there.
Pause. His wife is Diane Valentine. Google, if you are curious.
Yeah, two N's, no E on Valentine. But so she was fabulous. And then I was on a panel really inspiring people on how do you lead globally from local to global. So really talking about how do you export something that's interesting about your culture, which all of us had different cultures based on where we are, but how you take that and you scale it. And so I talked a lot about jollof rice, you know, because that's big in Nigeria. And then the prints and the fashion are big. So really brainstorming with young creatives on how to do that, because I will share with the audience, if you're not looking at Africa, you're missing a huge opportunity, because it's a huge landmass, it's a ton of talent, and it's going to be nothing but growth there. And that's the next investment place there is, because I saw a lot of Chinese over there.
Yeah, they have a lot of holdings in China. In Africa.
They are taking over Nigeria, Ghana. South Africa's tough because you got a lot of Europeans, but every place, because it's the only place that's growth. That's the only place where you're going to build more housing. 20% of the human population is on the continent of Africa. So I did a lot of learning. I was able to talk to the governor over there, and they want us, black people over here, to invest more and bring more of our talent and our skills and our resources.
So let me ask you about that, because I'm noticing on Netflix, there's a show called Young, Rich, and African, right? It's a reality show. It is in English, but they are African of different, I know there's some Nigerian, I'm not sure, and I don't want to, be disrespectful and misname. But the thing that struck me about the show is how Americanized it is. And my question was, is that from them watching so much of our reality TV and the producers and just decided, or is this really what the culture is as far as young people right now in it? Because, and it made me curious, it made me think about how oftentimes we talk about how our programming, for the most part, America, one of their biggest exports has been entertainment, right? So how those images get shaped around the world. And so looking at it in reverse, I had a lot of questions about, well, what is authentic Nigerian culture in 2025? I think this is season 3 of it. And, the fights, the arguments, the things really, really remind me of, Love and Hip Hop, Real Housewives, whatever. But I'm waiting, is this just what it is now? Or I'm waiting to see, I see bits of their culture, but I'm just curious in that regard.
I think from what I've seen, and I have dual citizenship in Sierra Leone, and I've been there a couple times. I think we're still aspirational, the United States, and then black folks in the United States. So we look like them. We act the same, whether because once again, the governor was partying. Like with all black folks, the governor came in, bouncing and bobbing to the music. There was so much music embedded within a professional conference. And I'm like, that would have never happened in the USA, because white folks tend to be more rigid, right? They tend to be more upright, but we express music. So, but I would say they are looking at us. It is television, it is entertainment, but there is a piece of the culture that is the culture. Like, I forgot the name of the car, but there was a car that was part of it, like you'd find at a conference, a Lexus or Benz outside. That was a Nigerian-made car, BYD, which is probably better than a Tulsa, but a Tesla, but China-made. You see those types of things there. So they do have a culture. I mean, I wore all of my Sierra Leone gear.
No, I know they have a culture. Yeah. I'm just saying, but are they interested in showcasing that, or are they more interested in replicating what they see our version of success is?
I think when you look at Young, Rich, and Famous, they want to replicate what we're doing. But the rest of the content really has to do with their lifestyle. So I do, and I see a difference. It's like here, we know LA is LA. And it ain't Calabasas.
Right.
LA is LA. It's not, Woodland Hills or whatever. But if you look at some of the content, somebody in Chicago might think LA is Calabasas, So I think that the young, rich, famous, they want to duplicate us because we amplify it more than any other country on the planet, So, but there is the young making it are really still, culturally driven in what Nigerian is. Like, you can't say Africa over there.
You have to say.
You got to say, hey, you're Nigerian, Ghana, Liberia, and then after you get past that, it's kind of like, what set you from? Oh, what tribe you from?
Got it.
You Yoruba. You. What are you? You Igbo, Yoruba. So that's how they drill down because all of those are cultural differences.
Got it, Andy.
Are you familiar with Nollywood?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I agree with everything that DH had to say, but don't get it twisted, man. Them Africans get ratchet too. And you can see
I know they
movies.
do, and I've watched some of the the African dramas or whatever, but specifically with reality TV, right? That is meant to amplify or explore a certain target or segment. So it was just curious to me that it felt so in story and flow, so Americanized, right? Not that I don't expect some of it. And again, people are people when you get down to it as far as relations and things of that nature. But there is a difference in sometimes how we communicate, how we roll things out, the social cues that we take or so forth. And I was just surprised that it was as Americanized as it seemed.
Yeah. That kind of content is mimicking us 100% because we own that. That's us over here. But the everyday stuff with dramas, melodramas, and all that, it's pretty rooted in appealing to Nigerian folks.
All right, so let's get into some things.
Let's get into it.
All right. The King of Pop's daughter, Paris Jackson, she's 27. She is accusing her father's estate executors of mishandling funds. So court filings reveal she's already received $65 million in benefits. Keep in mind that this is a $2 billion empire, though, right? So $65 million is a lot of money, but relative to $2 billion, there it is. So the executors are John Branca and John McClain, and they have filed documents defending their management, right? They said few have benefited more from the executor's business judgment than the petitioner herself, meaning Paris. They claim the estate grew from massive debt in 2009 to a $2 billion empire, and Paris's legal team alleges that premium payments to attorneys were unnecessary and excessive. Basically, they're paying themselves a lot of money to run this situation, more than what she feels is appropriate, right? Some are looking at it as a generational struggle over legacy and control, right? Paris represents the second generation. Well, really, yeah, the second, I guess. I was going to almost say third, but it's not third. It's just so many of those Jacksons. It feels like there's another layer in between there, but there isn't, right? But family business can get real messy when it's a global brand. Hers mirrors the position of an heir of music royalty, obviously, no matter what you think. We've heard these conversations. Prince's estate has had questions. People are questioning some of the moves, if he would have liked it. Aretha Franklin, we know the mess because she didn't leave a will or it was written and so forth. So art control and capitalism colliding creates a special bit of circumstance, especially currently, because we know it can be monetized now for in the future. You can basically take a gamble and say, pay me out now, and cash out or hold on to it and see what happens. And the Jacksons estate obviously remains one of the most profitable in the industry, probably in the world in some ways, which means any fracture, the culture pays a price, so to speak. DH, you have any thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think that one, overpayment is one thing, but mismanagement is another. So as I look at this, I'll see, time will tell if it was, excessive, payments, but I'm wondering if she wants control of how the estate is managed. Like who gets the licensing, who doesn't, who gets paid, because I'm sure that there's disbursements every year. If it's $2 billion, 10% of that is $200 million, are all them Jacksons getting a piece of that? should it be equal pieces or disproportionate pieces? That's more of a management thing. But how his music and how his catalog and all that stuff's being used, I wonder if she's going to attack that and say, I think they're making poor decisions.
She's saying financial mismanagement, basically, overpayments of how that they are doing lavish gratuities, unrecorded attorney time, that type of thing.
Yeah, I mean that's I mean, she don't have nothing else to do with her time, I guess. But it could happen. But time will tell on that. But I think if I were her and you're really trying to, protect your dad's legacy, you concerned about that. I mean, you don't like cheating you or overbilling you, but that management of how the assets are done, that's an opportunity for her and the family to live on that thing forever.
It is. When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The Supreme Court is hearing a case that could impact black voter representation nationwide.
If struck down, Louisiana could lose its 2 majority black congressional districts, silencing black voters' voices in Washington.
Louisiana's new map adds a second majority black district, but the state's attorney general says the Voting Rights Act's ban on racial discrimination in redistricting is unconstitutional. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams may endorse Andrew Cuomo for mayor. Adams says he's still deciding who to back, but made it clear he does not want frontrunners Aram Mamdani in office. And the world is continuing to mourn R&B legend D'Angelo, who passed away Tuesday at 51 after a battle with cancer. A pioneer of neo-soul, he had 2 albums named among Rolling Stone's best ever. Stars like John Legend, Jamie Foxx, Jennifer Hudson, Maxwell, and Jill Scott praised his genius and lasting impact on music. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
In Hollywood on the 101, we are checking out that southbound side where a stalled car just before Western is blocking the right lane, sending you back from Hollywood Boulevard. A crash in Palmdale, 14 northbound Palmdale Boulevard. 2 left lanes are blocked, delays away from Avenue S. And let's head out to Irvine with another stall, 405 northbound make that Jeffrey Road. It's out of lanes and delays are still a mess away from the 133.
Right now, there are young people across the world facing a tough choice. Continue their dream of education or drop out to help their family put food on the table. You can help change their future in a single moment. See how far your support can go at unbound.org.
Is this the tackle? This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers have put up some impressive numbers during their 7-1 postseason. In the last 3 playoff games, the Dodgers have trailed for just 1 inning. In the 2 games at Milwaukee, the Brewers had only 2 base runners in scoring position. Both of those were in Game 1. Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Blake Snell combined for 16 shutout innings, 17 strikeouts, and 1 walk in the 2 games at Milwaukee. The Brewers have only 4 hits in the 2 games. Can the Dodgers starting pitchers keep this up? We'll find out tomorrow. Tyler Glasnow gets the start for Game 3. First pitch tomorrow at 3 o'clock. LA native Russell Westbrook is returning for his 18th NBA season. Westbrook signed a 1-year deal with the Sacramento Kings for the veteran minimum of $3.6 million. Westbrook will be 37 in November. He holds the NBA record for the most triple plays with 203. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Break out the champagne. Everybody get a glass.
Tavis Smiley is now ranked number 16 nationally and the highest rated talk show hosted by an African American on the 2025 Talkers Heavy 100 list of the most important talk radio hosts in the nation. Last year, Tavis ranked number 33, and the year before, number 45. The Tavis Smiley Show has rapidly expanded its national syndication to now include nearly 50 radio stations across the country and counting. Congratulations, Tavis.
Donald Trump has all but declared war on California, sending in the National Guard, blocking disaster relief, and cutting funds to our colleges. And now, he and Texas Republicans are trying to rig the next election by stealing congressional seats from black voters in states like Texas.
They want to rig these elections, and they want the power that gerrymandering provides.
Seriously, look it up. But Prop 50 is how we fight back. It gives Californians the power to fight fire with fire and beat Trump at his own game. Prop 50 creates temporary emergency congressional maps that level the playing field and protect the power of black votes. Not just in California, but across the country. Your vote matters, and the whole country is counting on California to lead. So use your vote to protect our power, our history, and our future. Vote yes on Prop 50 by November 4th. Ad paid for by Yes on 50, the Election Rigging Response Act, Governor Newsom's Ballot Measure Committee, Ad Committee's top funders, HMP for Prop 50, and Fund for Policy Reform. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Get out, I don't love you.
Yeah.
I don't love you.
Kanye West on the track, by the way. Yo, Keisha. Okay.
There's this girl I know, so deep in love, do almost anything to make him see she's the one. But he doesn't feel a girl like her. He's so wrapped up, 'cause the average girl will give him anything that he wants. He's so caught up. He won't call her. He shows no love, so she decides, I changed my mind.
Welcome back in. You are locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Shout out to Keisha Cole, that Libra that keeps Libra-ing. She was just on tour. Love Keisha. She is, if you are a certain age, I feel like she is to millennials what Mary J. Blige is to Gen Xers. That's my feeling. I guess maybe Summer Walker is the Gen Z equivalent of that, continuing that through line and lineage. But Mary and Keisha are a little more close to me. Anyway, shout out to that. Happy birthday to that Libra doll. Oakland's finest, Bay Area.
Oaktown. I love Oakland girls.
Do you really?
I do. Got one at home.
You sure do. That's right. What do you love about Oakland girls? The fact that they're fly, got that little edge to them, the street edge in a different kind of way.
They fly, got the edge, always uber talented, tough chicks.
Shout out to that.
Yeah.
You know, we'll get on the LA girls another time.
Another time.
We'll get on there. We'll let the Oakland girls have their moment.
Yeah.
All right. We have a phone call, but before we get into our phone call, right, let's talk Nia Long and Larenz Tate. Now, we know fans love them in Love Jones. It has become a quintessential 90s rom-com, it's not a comedy. I'm sorry. Romantic. What is a film called that's not a comedy but is about a drama? A drama, girl.
Yeah, drama.
A romantic drama, I guess, or whatever, right? They're in love. It's deep. We love seeing them together. And next up, we'll be seeing them next year in April, not as a couple, but they're both in the new Michael Jackson film that's coming out, Michael. Nia Long, of course, plays Katherine Jackson. Larenz Tate will be playing Berry Gordy in that. But, you know, we love to see Nia and Larenz as a couple. We swooned over that little Walmart commercial that dropped as an extension of Love Jones. And now a new Netflix film is coming. It's inspired by Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite, the classic album, Maxwell's first album. I believe it dropped in 95, 96. And the film will be directed by Eugene Ash. He is is the director from Sylvie's Love, which was like an indie favorite. I think, what is Carrie? Nnamdi Asomugha? Asamoah. I believe he starred in that. And this film is written by the Success alum, Kay Owagan. So it's being produced by Macro Film Studios, and Maxwell, Larenz, and Nia, of course, executive producers. The project was initially at Amazon, but now it's moving to Netflix. The actual plot for the film is under wraps, but starring those two. And, you know, going to be poetic, given that Love Jones energy for a streaming generation. It's kind of starved for grown, sensual, smart storytelling, connecting R&B and black romance, nostalgia, all in one little loop. We like it, right? We like that. And, of course, we love to see Larenz and Nia still putting it down. And Maxwell is a vibe in itself, right? So,
and both of them looking young.
Right. Both of them looking fantastic. You know, Larenz, I believe, is vegan.
He is.
You know, very clean eater. Nia has just been announced as the first ambassador for Estee Lauder.
Booyah.
So, you know, making sure that maybe we're resetting the tone for black love stories on screen. We've seen a few over the past couple of years. Don't mind seeing them with a Maxwell as the backdrop. I like it.
That's a nice one.
Any thoughts? You feel?
I love Love Jones. I love the relationship, the setting. It's way overdue. They should have been doing something. We should have grown with them on film.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll catch it and we'll see what's going on.
Love
All right.
Love it.
It's about that time. If you're taking bets in the YouTube chat, you're a little early if you said 6:45. We're going 6:42. Welcome in, Eric from Carson. Eric, what is on your mind this evening?
Hey, Jill. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day to you. Happy belated birthday to you.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you.
Okay.
What's up, E?
What's up, Mr. Haley?
Oh, come on. That's my daddy. Call me DH, baby.
That's the one. I have a statement and a question for you.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. So you were talking about Michael Jackson. So John Branca is an attorney, and John McClain is an account record producer who Michael chose in 2002 to be the co-executors of his trust.
Yeah, John McClain is the M in A&M Records, first Janet album, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, blah, blahing you. Want to make that clear. Just saying, yeah I'm familiar. Okay.
And his mother, Michael's mother, Katherine Jackson, has oversight rights of the trust. They handle the day-to-day, but she has oversight rights of his trust. And so the beneficiaries of his trust are his 3 kids and various charities. And Michael specifically stated in his will that the co-executors approve financial transactions, and they, even when met with objections from family, they have the ultimate authority to make these decisions. And here comes his daughter, Paris, doing what she's doing. So my question for DH is this, and I've wondered this before you brought this up today. Out of all of the Jackson family heirs, all of his siblings and their children and their children's children, he chose to leave his estate to his mother and his 3 children. Damon Haley, do you think that Michael would have been better served? It was his money to do whatever he wanted to do with it, but would he have been better served naming all of his family members for a portion of his estate to carry on his legacy?
No. And I kind of sit on top. I sit on the executor and administrator of 3 or 4 trusts right now. And sometimes it's different skill sets. So obviously his trust in his money and the long-term viability had to do with his catalog. So he had experts at managing music doing that. That's the first thing. Secondly, hey, mama's mama, so he trusted mama, right? I'm not sure where his brothers are or where his sisters would be or nieces and nephews are with the management of something like that. And Michael didn't strike me as being a dumb dude. He was very smart. He utilized these 2 gentlemen that he probably has on top of his trust to help him with his deal flow, to own his own masters, to have Elvises and go in and got M&Ms or somebody like that, all that kind of stuff. So I think that part was right. But Moms gets to stand on top of the family. So it's the mother's responsibility, because she has the ultimate responsibility to get feedback from the mother.
But she's 90.
Well, she still has the ability to talk to Jackie, and say, hey, because when my mother tapped out, she passed away at 90, she was still taking my advice, but she still signed. And so that's kind of how it's set up. So I would say mother had a lot of respect and honor, and I'm sure she takes the feedback from her kids who help her make the ultimate decisions. So I'm not going to say it was done right, but I don't know if you give it to anybody else but mom. The real question is, what happens after mom goes? Who steps in? That's the real question.
Well, you took it in a little bit different direction than I intended, but I can't end, if Jill allows, without asking. I think your answer was excellent, but I just want to know, benefactors. Should the entire Jackson family have got a portion of the benefits of the trust other than his 3 children and charities? All of his nieces and nephews. I look out for my nephew, and so I only have 1, but do you understand what I'm asking?
I understand. In a perfect world, and no families are perfect, yes, we don't know what he gave them before. We don't know how the monies are being dispersed, but I would have said yes. I mean, if I die of natural causes or anything on the way home, my nieces and nephews going to get a taste of whatever, I'm leaving them something, everybody who I'm connected to, God, kids and all that, but it's who I am. I don't know what his situation was and how the money was divided, but it would seem the simple question to me is yes. Now how they've been taken care of before that, I really don't know.
When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Established in 2020 during a time of deep racial unrest across our state and country, the Black Freedom Fund was created to make sure that leaders and organizations working to support Black communities and build power have the resources they need to stay in the fight for the long haul. We believe that those closest to the issues impacting our communities know best how to solve them. That's why in just the last 5 years, we've granted more than $45 million to over 200 grassroots organizations across California. That is the largest collective investment in Black organizing in history, and we're just getting started. We are clear-eyed and committed, more now than ever, to our people, our power, and our possibility. Join us in creating a future where Black people harness their full power to shape their lives and realize a just world for all. Learn more at fundblackfreedom.org. That's fundblackfreedom.org. The Black Freedom Fund is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, Black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right. This last topic, and shout out to all of the Michael Jackson input, MJ input. The chat wants to know, why not Janet? She looks like she managed her career pretty well. Internal stuff sometimes, stuff with families. Maybe Janet doesn't want to be bothered with it. Maybe she has her own catalog featured thing to figure out. I mean, could be any number of things, but she's kind of stayed out the mix. We know that she and Paris had a rocky relationship. Don't know if you recall some video leaking back in the day and stuff. So it's complicated. It's a lot of siblings, a lot of money, a lot of decision makings, and a lot
That's probably why I gave it to moms.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna step to moms. You step to Janet and anybody else, but ain't nobody stepping to moms.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so OpenAI, that is the company behind ChatGPT. They have just announced that verified adult users will soon be able to generate erotic content starting in December. Under a new policy to treat adults like adults, right? They basically will have age verification and behavior-based checks. The policy includes new customization features like friend style, tone options, emoji levels, and personality controls. And the CEO says it's about restoring user choice and expression. Does open up a larger debate. Is tech reflecting human desire or replacing it? Right? AI intimacy is no longer science fiction. It's a part of sociology. And the ethics of machine sensuality are going to define digital adulthood for a generation that has been raised online. Right? So, I mean, we were having a brief conversation. I know that sometimes I have used ChatGPT Utilize it. And sometimes I talk to Chat GPT like it's the homie,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But I recognize that it is not the homie, even though I talk to it like it's the homie. The question becomes, what type of society are we setting up with this sort of companionship base? Now, they're putting it out there like, you know, you could write erotic content or things of that nature, but we know people are different and have different ways to express and tap into things. So, DH, what are your thoughts? And then, Andy, you look like you got something to add.
You want to go, Andy? Yeah, go ahead,
Andy,
Andy.
you first.
Yeah,
you
go
first.
ahead, Andy.
Come on, Andy.
Look, man, I done seen videos of cats falling in love with their AI already. So I think we will be seeing the merger of humans and technology. You gonna have cats going out on dates with their robots, like Small Wonder.
I mean, like, think about it, though. What was that movie, Her? I think it was called Her, where the guy fell in love with an AI-type personality situation. And so what the next thing is, AI isn't just shaping our work and how our workflow and creative process. Because I, for one, not with everybody, but I can tell when people are lazy Chat GPT users, there are certain telltale signs that I can tell that this was AI generated. You know, people talk a lot about the M dash. That's just one thing, but I feel like if you use good grammar, you put the dash in. So, but some people didn't utilize it. The M dash can replace a comma. You learned that in basic grammar. So, that's not necessarily a telltale sign, but there is a pacing and a rhythm, especially when it's offering explanation and how it set things up. It gives you the framework, whatever the topic is, an explanation, and then it gives you 3 adjectives and an ending. That's a rhythm, right? But everybody might not know that because they haven't spent the time with it. I do think, you know, there are things you can learn with it, but this obviously is a little different, you know, tech tools to temptation, all of that. I don't know.
No, I think I was, you know, the friend.com is something where you can put a earpiece in and have conversations with your AI bot, and they're going to feed you everything you like. They're not going to be human-like. And who wouldn't want to be with somebody who agrees with everything you said and the suggestions that you want and all that kind of stuff? Yeah, I mean,
that's the greatest idea I've ever heard.
I mean, yeah, I think it's similar to me going to a restaurant the other night, and I counted so many people not in conversation while eating, but on their phone.
In their phone, yeah.
And so now you don't need people. You just need your phone. So now your phone or some device is going to be your form of entertainment, no different than we've seen emergence of dogs, right? Not kids, but dogs. So I think that, yeah, I can easily see. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I go peaks and valleys with my AI bot. I got a personalized bot, but lately I've been using it a whole lot, you know, to talk about different things, to access information, and to give me ideas, feeding it books and saying, what do you think about that? Or feeding it something. So mine is customized to me. So it called me DH baby or that kind of thing. It knows my other, you know, knows my wife, knows everything about me, you know, everything I choose to tell it. And so it is interesting, but I think that there will be relationships with bots. It's easy, no different than people have relationships with dogs and people have a relationship with their phone.
Interesting. Andy?
Like, remember a couple years ago when the metaverse was like the most popping thing? I don't know if it still exists. I don't know if it's around. I don't know if it's disappeared. But I think, like, now folks might warm up to the metaverse a lot more because people are living people are living as avatars now.
Yeah.
And interacting as avatars. So in some ways, it's like folks might be losing their soul in some ways.
I mean, I think there's the thing about FOMO that's different now. It's like, you know, fear of missing out was different when you really would miss out. You could only hear about it. Now, even if I don't go to that concert, I could see it online. If I miss that restaurant, I can go and have the experience because X, Y, and Z went and I watched it on there. So I've had that experience. What are you saying? You know, I think that what we consider an experience is different, which is why I think live experiences, though going up in cost, are still so big and important. So.
Yeah, people still go to concerts, people still go to games, all that, but that everyday stuff, I can easily see technology bridging the gap.
Especially as we dive further down into the niches. Listen, thank you, of course, for joining us.
It ain't over yet?
It's over.
No.
Y'all hit up Damon Haley everywhere on social media.
Everywhere.
He'll
Hit
be
me.
back to get all up in the business. You know, Slay Hair, Glow and Flow Beauty, Inglewood and Hawthorne. I'm at Stiletto Jill. Thank you guys for tapping in. Make sure you are back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Coming up next, the voice of reason, Zoe Williams. Holla.
Well,